Good morning, everyone. This is Jonathan Wyant. Welcome, everybody, to this wonderful warm May Sunday, sunny morning. I believe we're going to have the Pledge of Allegiance here shortly, but I just wanted to welcome everybody to the show. Today we have Keith Bishop with us. Oh, here we go. All right, good morning again. Always jazzed up after the Pledge of Allegiance. My name is Jonathan Wyant. I am the chair this year for the affiliate committee, here with Keith Bishop with Old Republic Home Warranty, and two very special guests today to help us out understand some very good information about safety for realtors and open houses. Keith, go ahead and take it away, my friend.
Well, thank you, Jonathan. I always appreciate being invited to these events. So thank you very much for allowing me to be here. And I work, of course, with Old Republic Home Protection. Warranties are one way to protect your client. So we're all about protection. We're all about safety. So the whole purpose of today's event is to make sure that we can share additional information to make sure that you're protected out in the field, and obviously making it a safe environment for yourself and others. So without further ado, I'd like to hand over the reins to Beth Pawanda, my associate here with the Old Republic. Good morning. Welcome, Beth.
Thanks, Keith, and thank you, Jonathan, as well. I appreciate your time and having me here. I work with Keith. I'm a senior account executive with Old Republic Home Protection, and I know that a lot of realtors have issues and concerns with safety in open houses. In fact, safety is a serious concern for real estate professionals, not just for women either. 40% of realtors attacked are men. And did you know that open houses is one of the most dangerous jobs in the US? So our speaker today, Erin O'Brien-Kerr, will be giving you this realtor safety workshop. Let me just tell you a little bit about Erin, who I know, and I have seen her presentations, and I have to tell you, you're in for a real treat. Erin has been a realtor for 19 years with Bailey Properties and an independent damsel pro with Damsel in Defense for over 6. And the mission of Damsel in Defense is to equip, empower, and educate people on safety while supporting charities that help stop domestic violence, sexual assaults, and human trafficking. Eric has given countless safety presentations to thousands of realtors, businesses, support groups, women, children, sororities, and senior citizens. It's 60 minutes that could save your life, and we hope that you will get a lot out of this presentation. So Erin, take it away.
All right, thank you for...
I want to say that I'll be monitoring the chat if anybody has questions. So sorry, I forgot to say that.
Okay, thank you, and thank you for having me today. I appreciate it. So we're going to talk about safety, and you're welcome to chime in, ask questions or comments, or if there's things that you've seen. I'm going to give you some statistics. I'm going to then share my screen. We're going to do a little bit. I can't do my whole, I have a whole sort of PowerPoint. We're not going to do all of it, but we're going to do some of that. We're going to talk about situational awareness, some other things. And then I'm going to show you some simple products that you can use to protect yourself. So yeah, and please feel free to ask questions if you have any. So they already introduced me. So I wanted to tell you I discovered this company, Damsel in Defense, 6.5 years ago. It was actually September, which is Realtor Safety Month, as you should all know. And as I was very drawn to it because, well, my husband's been in law enforcement for 30 years. So I'm very aware of the crime in our community. I'm also a mom. I've got 2 kids, and as moms, we always worry about our kids' safety. So I'm all about safety, and being a realtor, we put ourselves in really unsafe and uneasy situations by the very nature of our business. So when I found Damsel in Defense, it really struck home with me. And as I was thinking about this, happened to be, like I said, September Realtor Safety Month. And then I heard about Beverly Carter, which I'm sure many of you know, but it's been a few years now. So if you're new, you might not. She was a realtor in Arkansas, and she got a call from a guy who said he wanted to see some houses. She's like, sure, no problem. You know, I'll meet you at the first one. It was a foreclosure. And she left a note for her husband. I'm meeting someone I don't know today, you know, and here's where I'm going. I mean, I do the same thing for my husband. And she doesn't come home that night. So her husband goes to the property, finds her car, her purse is in the car, and no Beverly. And they caught the guy, and he said, you know, it had nothing to do with houses. He targeted her because she was a woman who works alone. And 4 days later, they found her buried in a shallow grave in the nearby property. And it made me think that if she had had a stun gun or even a $10 keychain pepper spray, that she would not have been able to get into his car and she'd be alive today. So that's when I knew I had to become an independent damsel pro to protect myself and my fellow realtors. But then I realized it was so much bigger than that. And, you know, obviously everyone needs protection, men, women, children. So, like I said, our mission is to equip, empower, and educate people on safety. And a portion of all of our sales of our products do support charities for domestic violence, sexual assaults, and human trafficking. And we have 2 rescue homes so far, one in India and one in Cambodia, getting girls, children out of a lifetime of sex slavery. So we say it's more than a mission. Violence is quite a problem in our field. The real estate and rental and leasing occupation sees an average of 75 deaths a year, according to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. And they're seeing more agents carrying pepper sprays, guns, and stun guns as safety measures. But there was a survey done by NAR. Out of every 100 agents, it showed that 19 carry pepper spray, 16 carry a firearm, obviously not in California, 7 a knife, 5 a stun gun, 3 a club, 2 an alarm, and 48% of us carry nothing. Now, did you know that a violent crime occurs every 26 seconds in America? Here's some facts you may not know. According to the US Department of Labor in 2013, in the state of California, there were 80 violent deaths committed against real estate professionals by persons or animals. And like Beth said, 40% of realtors attacked are men. There were also 138 transportation-related deaths in California. So, you know, well, other than this year of COVID, we're in our car, we're driving so much. So we need to be careful of that too. And we actually have car safety tools as well that I'll go over. 1 in 3 women will experience domestic violence from their partner. 1 in 5 women will be sexually assaulted in their lifetime. College-age women are 4 times more likely to be assaulted, and a child is abducted every 40 seconds. Scary, right? And we need to change that. And I love being able to help educate people, and I hope you never need any of this advice or any of these products. But if the situation ever arises, you have to be prepared, right? We need to have a warrior mindset. We actually have a warrior creed. Let's see if I can share my screen. Does that work? Yes.
And while you're doing that, Erin,
yes.
While you're doing that, just want to let everybody know, stay till the end of this presentation because Erin is going to be raffling off 3 fantastic prizes. So please make sure everybody sticks around to the end, and then we're going to put your name on the wheel, and we're going to, of course, give those prizes away. So thank you for doing that as well, Erin. So take it away, please. Apologize about that.
Of course, no problem. So this is our warrior creed. This is my life. My life is valuable and worth the fight. Those who are with me, my family, right? My friends, my clients, deserve to be protected by me as well. Denial does not make me safe. In fact, denial has negative side effects and will cause me to be unprepared and ineffective. Personal safety is my responsibility. Mine, not the police, not the bystanders. Personal safety is my responsibility, and I will make this investment in my life because my life is worth the fight. Let's see if I can get back to it. Oh, wait, sorry. How do I get back? I stop sharing. Return to meeting. Is that me?
I will stop sharing for you.
Oh, Thank you. I'm not very good at this. Okay, sorry. Okay, so let me continue. So never let an attacker take you to a secondary location, even if he's pointing a gun at you. Statistically, if you go with a criminal to a private location, there is a 99.99% chance that he is going to do something terrible to you. You fight for your life. Fight, fight, fight. What most people don't realize is that 3 out of 4 attacks are committed by somebody that they know, right? So 75% of the time you can identify your attacker. And in minors, that number is much higher. In minors, it's 96% of the time it is somebody that the child knows. Fact, criminals want an easy way out. They want an easy target. By being aware, paying attention, and being prepared, your chances of being attacked are greatly diminished. But always remember that if your life or well-being is being threatened, fight back. A study was released a few years ago that showed women being attacked who used non-violent methods of resistance, meaning they begged and pleaded, were still raped 96% of the time. Women who yelled and screamed were raped 50% of the time. Women who ran or used physical resistance, they fought, were raped 15% of the time. And women who used a weapon were only raped 1% of the time. I think that's huge. And we're not talking a gun. You know, a pepper spray is a weapon, and it gets you down from 96% to 1%. So just like Beverly Carter, right? Don't ever get in that car with the person. Don't let them take you someplace. You've got to fight. This is a statistic or a study I found was very interesting, because this was a study done by NAR that was just showed that when realtors working alone were targeted, so these are just realtor crimes, right? So the intention of the bad guy, the intention 90% of the time was robbery. 5% of the time, the intention was sexual assault, and 5% the intention was murder. Now, people think we have all this money. You know, we drive nice cars, we present ourselves well, right? It's part of our persona. We want to look successful. So they think, I don't know where they think we keep all that money, right? But 90% of the time when a realtor is being attacked, their intention is robbery. But the actual results of what actually happens in those crimes was murder 70% of the time, sexual assault 20% of the time, and robbery only happened 10% of the time. So 90% of the time they intended to commit robbery, and 90% of the time they did much more. And the weapons they used, 70% of the time people had a gun, 5% a knife, and 25% of the time nothing, just physical force. So yeah, it's the statistics are scary, and I don't like to do all this to scare you, not my intention, but I just want to make you aware that these things happen. Doing this job, I go around to all the different real estate companies, and I hear stories, and I've had a lot of people tell me things. And I had a male broker tell me that he went to do his open house and in Santa Cruz, and there was a homeless woman sleeping on the porch, and he's like, "Hey, you got to leave, I'm doing an open house." And she punched him in the face. He had to get in like a physical fist fight with this woman. And then I actually know of a woman who used to work in my company, but a realtor in Santa Cruz County. She was doing an open house, and she had a guy roofie her water bottle and sexually assault her in the home. So you don't hear, that wasn't in the newspaper, you don't hear about these things. You'll see things on TV or news once in a while, but these things they do happen. And we just have to be aware that things happen and know how to protect ourselves if anything does. So now I'm going to share my screen again, hopefully properly, and we're going to go to, where is it? Where's my presentation? Is this it? No. Oh, that's so funny. Why isn't it showing? Let me Sorry, I know it's open. Let me see if no, I don't want to do that. I have it open. Sorry, I'm not so good at the techie stuff. Where is it? It's not this one. Oh, that's so funny. It's not showing here.
Are you looking to share?
I am looking to share, but it's not showing in my little, I had it open. I need to see my computer. Maybe if I go, I'm going to have to go to my screen. Hold on. So it's, here it is. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So we're going to talk about, I'm going to go through some of these pages, but like I said, not all of them. But what I really want to talk about mostly is situational awareness. And this is something that we all need to be aware of, need to know what it is. Situational awareness is pay attention, look around, you know, who do you see? Is there any person or vehicle that seems suspicious? Like, get off your phone, you know, do not be walking around with your cell phone, texting or things and not paying attention to our surroundings. So we really need to pay attention to who's around us. Where are we? You know, how are they acting? That sort of thing. And this is in life. This is not just in real estate. This is in all of our life. I mean, it's like when you're driving, right? You need to be not texting and driving. You need to be paying attention to the road, the cars ahead of you, all of that. That is situational awareness. And it's the primary element in establishing situational awareness is to first recognize that threats do exist. Ignorance or denial of a threat make a person's chances of quickly recognizing that threat before it happens and avoiding it highly unlikely. And as real estate professionals, we must make a choice to have situational awareness and to practice it so it becomes muscle memory and practice it everywhere you go. So being aware is a choice. There's actually part of our brain called the reticular activating system that really tells you, if you tell your brain, hey, I'm doing an open house. I mean, here we get to start doing open houses again, and it's been over a year, and some of you may be new, and maybe you've never done an open house. So we need to pay attention to who's coming in, how are they acting, you know, are they seeing shifty, is there things out of the norm, right? And if you tell your brain, hey, I need to be on alert and I need to pay attention, your brain actually knows what to do and it looks for things. So
excuse me, Erin.
Yes.
We're not really seeing your presentation right now. I think all we're seeing is your desktop. I think you need to click on it.
Oh no, shoot.
Maybe just exit out of that.
Oh, you're seeing my desktop. Sorry. Oh, you don't see my presentation, huh?
No.
So when you go to share, sometimes it asks you which screen you want to share.
Okay.
And then if you have the presentation open, select that one.
Your screen sharing is paused, it says.
No, you're here. I just stopped your screen sharing. So hit screen share.
Okay. So now down here.
And then do you see your presentation on one of those?
I do, yes.
Perfect.
Okay. So now, I'm sorry, I'm lame.
Yay.
Can you see it now?
Yep, yeah, perfect.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, thank you. Stop me before I ramble on like that. Stop. Okay. So now I'm here. Okay. This is back to the first page. Okay. This is talking about situational awareness. So apologize for that. So yes, situational awareness is a choice. And it says here, it's always better to say, I know it than I knew it. So you don't want to say, with that guy, or I knew that area just didn't seem right, right? We don't want to have to say that. We want to be able to say, hey, I know something's off here. I know this person is not acting properly. I know this area is, you know, a bad neighborhood, whatever. Maybe we're showing property, right? we have to listen to our gut, our intuition. Don't discount that. And as realtors, you know, we don't want to come off seeming rude or things like that, because we're trying to sell a house or show property or you know, our listing, that sort of thing. But we also know possible commission is ever worth your safety, right? Safety needs to be number one. And maybe you think, oh, you know, I could be getting this $5 million listing or something. So you might put yourself in a situation that you're not comfortable in because, you know, you're thinking real estate. But we have to pay attention to how we're feeling, and our safety is utmost important, right? We have to look out for ourselves and for our clients too. Maybe we're showing property and maybe there's something, you know, we've got clients in the car and there's something going on, you know, we need to protect them as well. And we really need to trust our gut. So what are some messengers of intuition, right? That little, your spidey senses are tingling, you know, little butterflies, just feelings where, you know, that feeling of apprehension. And yeah, why do we discount them, right? We care about what others think. We don't like, you know, confrontation, those sort of things. But we don't want to risk, our safety with anything. So things that keep us from developing situational awareness. So there's something called normalcy bias. So normalcy bias is nothing bad has ever happened to me, therefore nothing bad ever will, right? Maybe I've done 1,000 open houses and I've always been fine. Well, does that mean that the next open house, something couldn't happen? No, that's not true. But we sort of get in a rut where we think, oh, you know, everything's been fine. Or the other thing is called focus lock. And that is when we're distracted by something. And as realtors, we're such multitaskers, right? That we're often distracted. I mean, I'm distracted by my own brain, you know, most of the time because I'm thinking about a million different things, right? But again, we need to, especially when we're out and about or we're doing those open houses, we need to be focused on what's going on at hand and paying attention and using our situational awareness. And by the very nature of our business, you know, we're advertising ourselves with our prettiest picture. Oh, come see me, you know, on the end of road privacy at this vacant home, you know, out here. It's like, it's crazy. And we're putting our picture, our name, our phone number, all these ways to contact you. So it's called crimes of opportunity. So we're really setting ourselves up for crimes of opportunity by doing just what we do with work. And that's why they say doing open houses is one of the most dangerous jobs in the United States. So I do want to talk about this. This is the 5 levels of awareness over on the right there. So the white zone, unprepared and unready to take action. And most people are living here that are in focus lock or normalcy bias, the people that think, oh, nothing bad is ever going to happen to me. Or, you know, I've even had people tell me, oh, I just put all the good vibrations, you know, out into the universe and I expect to get it back. Like, that's awesome. But guess what? That bad guy doesn't feel the same way. You know, the guy that's like stalking you. So that's really not going to protect ourselves. And what happens is if you live in that white zone and something bad does happen, you're totally unprepared for it. And you go from the white straight to the black. And if you can see the black zone, that is panic, breakout of mental and physical performance. That's where people literally and physically, they freeze. They can't, because your brain cannot comprehend that something bad's actually happening. So we don't want you to live in the white zone. We want you to live in the yellow zone. And the yellow zone is you're prepared and alert, but you're relaxed, right? You're using good situational awareness. This is where we need to live. Bad things happen. Hopefully nothing bad ever happens to me. But if it does, I know what to do. I'm going to be prepared, right? Because then if something happens, then you go to the orange zone. Whereas you're alert to probable danger, you're ready to take action. I'll tell you, my husband being in law enforcement and first responder, he lives in the orange zone. Like every time we go to a restaurant, he has to face the door and have his back to the wall, and he watches everyone coming in and he checks their hands and all of that. Like, he's always alert to take action, but we don't have to live there. We let other people live there. So live in the yellow zone where you're still relaxed. But if something happens, then, then you have a plan, and then red zone is action mode, and you're focused on the emergency. You have a plan, you take the action that you've thought out. Does that make sense? And is there any questions so far? Anything going on there, Beth?
No, there isn't. But Erin, I have a comment about that.
Okay.
I live in Capitola, where there's like no crime, pretty much. It's really, but I'm from New York City, and in New York City, I was mugged at gunpoint. My apartment was robbed 3 times, and every time somebody was home. I've been chased down the street. I've been pickpocketed. So I live in the orange zone, even though, when I walk into a room, I look for the exits. I sit with my back against a wall in a restaurant. I do the exact same thing. And I have friends who do not have that experience, and they think I'm odd. They think I'm uptight. So I kind of am between the yellow and the orange zone. And I have to say, I have not had any problems in a long time. And I think it's because of my alertness.
Definitely.
So very valuable. It's spot on. Oh, wait, here we have something in the chat. Let me see. Jonathan sent great information. Okay, so.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so I find this very interesting. So an attacker needs 3 things to be successful: motive or intent, the means to do so, and the opportunity. And they have to have all 3 of these things in order to commit their crime, whatever it is, right? So all we need to do is we need to throw off one of these. We need to remove one of these items from them, and they cannot fulfill their desired crime, right? We'll talk about that. So if they might have the motive or the intent, right? But if we don't give them the means or opportunity, then they can't fulfill that. So we want to try to deny him the opportunity for attack. So even if you're approached by an attacker, you can de-escalate the situation and avoid physical violence by implementing a plan, right? So you just deny them one of these 3 things that makes them impossible for attack. Most real self-defense situations are not fights in the sense that 2 people are exchanging blows. In fact, if you let an encounter evolve into a fight, you've done something terribly wrong. You need to escape it or end it before it comes a fight. And this, people often ask me, oh, do you do self-defense? Or is it martial arts? And I say, no, because if someone ever lays hands on me, I've completely failed. So, because first, I want you to use your situational awareness. I want you to pay attention. I want you to, talk your way out of things, that sort of thing. Second, if it's going further than that, I want you, which I'm going to show you next, to, have a pepper spray, have a stun gun, warn them with it first. And then if they start coming near you or continuing, then you're spraying them or you're zapping them with the stun gun. So if they physically touch me, I've totally failed at like all my teaching. So I teach you how not to get in a confrontation, a physical confrontation. I teach you how not to have to use your, maybe you're a black belt, that's awesome. But I've done these presentations with black belts, and they don't want to have to, get in some fight with somebody and be physical. They don't, so I want you to not have to ever get to that far, right? If anyone is actually puts their hands on you. You want to be a bad target. A damsel, we're taught to be a cactus, right? So if anyone ever touches me, they're going to regret it because I'm a cactus. I am. And really, we can use our personality, our demeanor it's like when you're walking down the street, if you're sitting there and you're texting and you're looking down and you've got all these shopping bags over your shoulder, right, you're an easy target. Someone's just going to come up, they can mug you like Beth, things like that, right? But when you're walking down the street, I want you to stand up strong, tall, put your shoulders back, put your head up, make eye contact with people. It's actually the first deterrent because they realize that you can recognize them. And then if anyone ever starts threatening you, you can use your voice, you be strong and powerful. Hey, back off, get away, that sort of thing, right? So we want to show that we are not an easy target. We are a hard target. We're a lioness, not a gazelle. So attackers are predators and bullies. And I said this before, criminals want an easy way out. They want an easy target. It's very, very easy not to be that easy target, right? Be a hard target. So we can level the playing field. So now if I could, well, you know what? I'm going to read, how's my time? 10:30. Okay. I am going to read you. Now I'm going to try to go back to not sharing anymore. Stop sharing and show myself. Oh, I did it, right? Can you see me? Yeah. Okay. I want to read you. I have safety tips for doing open houses and for meeting with new clients. And sorry, I have to read this, but I just want to read through this quickly. And then I am going to show you some ways to protect yourself. Okay. So doing open houses, which yay, we get to do again. Always let your spouse or coworkers or a friend know where you'll be and when. Notify them that you can be checking in with them if they don't call, if you don't call them, sorry, and they can't reach you, to be alert to that. Have the coworker do your open house with you, especially on vacant homes, right? Or in remote areas of the county. And we're all taught the buddy system in kindergarten for a reason. Drive through the neighborhood prior to doing a private showing or open house. Be on the lookout for safety concerns. Watch where you park. Do not park in the driveway where someone could come and block you in. I actually learned just about a year ago that this is what happened with Beverly Carter, that she had driven in the driveway. He came up and was able to block her car. So don't always park on the street, in front of the house where you can get away and you can't be blocked in. So that's really important. You can introduce yourself to the neighbors, let them know that you're going to be showing the open house, to keep an eye out for anything out of the ordinary. And when you arrive at the home, check the perimeter first. Don't assume that you're alone. When you enter the house, locate all the exits, make sure, the doors are unlocked. And if you went into the backyard, could you get out of that backyard? Is there a gate out there? Turn on all the lights, open the curtains, check the closets, the doors. And when you're all set up and waiting for prospects to arrive, stay near the window. And when someone pulls up, watch them. What are they doing? Are they doing anything that seems suspicious? Are they looking at your car? Are they checking over their shoulder? That sort of thing. And you can always jot down their license plate, right, when they're coming in. And now, I know this is sort of for normal stuff. And now we're having whole new rules and people do have to sign in if we're going to do an open house, and they got to give their information. So some of this is, all of this is kind of pre-COVID open houses, but hopefully we'll get back to the norm soon. Trust your instincts. Like I've said before, trust your instincts. We tend to overanalyze a situation, and it's really better to be safe than sorry. If someone's making you uncomfortable, excuse yourself, step out the front door, call your spouse or a friend. If you're alone and a couple or more than one person comes in together, stay by the front door, invite them to tour the house. You can say, oh, I'm expecting a coworker to bring some paperwork over to me, something like that.
Erin, can I ask you a quick question along this line? It just occurred to me, don't most houses now have trail cameras? And is that something that people could do? Is you're being monitored, if they knew that? Don't you think?
That's true. Yeah. Just say, oh, just so you know, there's cameras on the house, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that is true. That's definitely more and more people are doing that. So yeah, you're a lot safer with cameras around for sure. One crime that was happening before COVID is large groups of people were coming into the open house at the very end. You know how they show up at like 3:50, right when you're starting to close down. And some people would kind of keep the realtor distracted while other people went through the home and just started stuffing their pockets with anything, in homes that are occupied. Make sure you don't give out any personal information to prospects too, such as, you know, where your kids go to school or plans for your vacations or, you know, occupations of your family, that sort of thing. And then when you're closing up the house, never assume that the house is empty and everyone's left. Be familiar with the exits, check the interior of the home, locking the doors and windows, and work from the top floor and the back of the house forward. So kind of, you know, sweep in the house, right? And move forward to lock up. Always keep your keys and your cell phone with you at all times, and layer up on products, you know, a kubotan or a pepper spray or a stun gun in your pocket. So that's for doing open houses. So I know I talk a lot and I talk fast. So sorry, it's a lot of information I give you.
Erin,
Yes.
It's Jody. So I watched the Beverly Carter, the Dateline one, and I know she's on all of them. Can I share a tip that I took away from my personal life as well?
Yes, please.
When I was dating, one of the things that I learned was code words. And I believe I remember there was something about code words with her other agents, so that, because if somebody answers your phone, or if they force you to answer your phone so that it doesn't seem like there's anything wrong, you could say something super random and then they know, okay, she used that word. That tells me there's something wrong.
Right.
So I just wanted to share that, not only for real estate, but, you know, if you're ever out doing anything else, tell your people, hey, if I use this word in a sentence, it means something's wrong.
Right. Right. Yeah. And actually, that's one of my things on this list. So
Sorry.
You're right. That is, no, that's a good point. I don't know, when my kids were little too, we had a code word with our kids. So we said, even, you know, if someone comes to pick you up from school, even if it's like, you know, your aunt or somebody that you're not expecting, you know, ask them what the secret password is. Right. So you can do that with your kids as well. Okay. So tips for meeting with new clients whom you don't know. Google them. Google these new clients before you meet them to make sure that nothing suspicious pops up. Always meet them at the office first, introduce them to your coworkers. And of course, you know, this is all pre-COVID too, right? Have them fill out a client identification form with their name and phone number, their vehicle license plate. And in addition, you can get a photocopy of their driver's license and leave this information, you know, on your desk or with the front desk person. You can take a coworker with you to see houses when you're meeting someone you don't know. And, you know, if you have new agents in your office, it's great training for them to take a new agent under your wing, take them with you to show property, or have them do an open house with you for them to learn that how you do things, right? Have the client drive their own car and follow you. You can tell them you're meeting somebody right afterwards. And especially with COVID, right? They're not supposed to be in our car. So that's a lot safer. If you do have to ride together, make sure that you always drive, and because this gives you control of your destiny. And if worse comes to worse, you can hit a parked car, you know, for attention. Try to show houses only during daylight hours. Keep your car full of gas and running well. Dress professionally, but comfortably. Don't wear really expensive watches or jewelry. Wear sensible shoes that if you had to run, you know, you can run in. Always keep your cell phone charged and handy, and make sure you have a locator app on your phone. Maybe it's Find Your iPhone. In my family, half of us are iPhones and half are Androids. So we have the Life 360 app. I once was showing property up like off of the summit, and I had my husband call and says, you know, are you on such and such road right now? And I said, yeah. He's like, oh, I busted a meth house on that street. Like, are you okay? I said, oh yeah, I'm showing property on this house, on this road. So make sure you always have that where your family, you know, that you're locked in with can find you, right? And there's even locator jewelry, and you can go to Realtor, like Car and NAR will have, there's bracelets that you can wear, things like that, that are locators as well. And then when you're showing an open house, make the client always proceed ahead of you, right? Do not walk into the bedroom or the bathroom and have them coming in through the door. You always say, oh, here, welcome, you know, you're welcome to view the room, because you don't want to be trapped between you and the door. So you always let them enter first, and you stay near the door. And, yeah, so you can't be blocked in. And then here's what we were talking about, right? Have that special code word with your coworkers, with your spouse, whoever it may be, right? That if you call and say something, that they know that that's like your danger. But always trust your instincts, right? If you feel uncomfortable, have an excuse. Say you have to call the office, they just called you. Have that distress code with your office that you prearranged. And if you use it, they know to call the police. And again, keep your personal protection products handy. So any questions there? Did anything come up? Because otherwise I'm going to start talking about.
Nope, but yeah. I bet there will be questions when you start showing the products.
Okay. So I'm going to start with stun guns. I'm wondering how many people out there have stun guns. Maybe you can like raise your hand or something if you do. So these are not tasers. That's important to know. Tasers are like what the cops carry, that they shoot prongs and wires and you have to hit the person with the wire. These aren't tasers. These are stun guns and you have to touch it to the person for them to feel it. But I'm going to show you how ours work. So these are all damsel in defense products. And this is the little ringer. Sorry, it gets really bright. You can see a little light going. They have a battery life indicator. So these are rechargeable. You plug them in once a month for a couple hours, maybe, to keep them fully charged. You can charge it in your house or in your car too. Our stun guns are unique because they only work with a disable pin. So that's a disable pin. It's a little nylon cord and you wear it around your wrist and you pop it into the hole in the bottom until it clicks. Now it is active. You slide. You know, I'm going to turn off my light and see if that's better. Let me see if this is, So see, here's the battery life indicator and here's the toggle right here. If I slide this toggle up, the red light turns on and look what I have, a flashlight. So these have awesome flashlights on them because, especially in the winter time, it gets dark early, that sort of thing. We always need a flashlight. Maybe we're showing a house and the power is off to the house because it's vacant, or maybe the light bulbs burn out and you're downstairs. So you've got your flashlight, right? But if you need it, that toggle goes up. And if I hit that second button, there's going to be a loud noise right here. Loud, right? That's the stun gun. So you do have to touch it to the person for them to feel it. And anywhere that you touch them, they're going to feel it. And here's the thing. If some bad guy is like got a hold of you and is holding on to you and you zap him, the shock does not transfer through to you. And if you get in a fight with this guy, and it's very unlikely, but if he happens to get this from you and he tries to use it against you, see what's happened? It is disabled. And this will not, you can't use this now. So the flashlight will still work, but the stun will not. So these products, they're all designed by moms and they think of everything. This is designed so it can't be used against you. So that's why you keep this on your wrist. So if it falls or they get it from you, it pulls off. And now this is disabled and can't be used against you. So that's awesome. But the thing about that sound, it's scary. People know, it's kind of like racking a shotgun. Like people know what that sound means. They don't want to mess with that. Like they know, even without feeling it, ooh, that's going to hurt. So really you can kind of fire a warning shot by, threatening the person and say, hey, back off, or I have a stun gun, right? And they're not going to want to keep coming forward because what did I say criminals are looking for? Beth, what did I say? What are criminals looking for?
Opportunity, motivation.
An easy target.
Easy target, yes.
Am I an easy target with a stun gun in my hand? No, absolutely not. So stun guns are awesome. People kind of ask me what's my preference. And I do like this the best because I like having the flashlight, but that sound is really scary, and then if someone does come close, I'm going to zap them. But
so Erin, we have a comment here. Maybe yes. You could talk about this. It says the stun gun only works if you have time to get it and plug it in. What do you say to that?
Yes. Well, what I say to that is you have to always have this. Things are not going to do you any good if you leave them in your your bag, right? Things happen. You have like 7 seconds, they say, to react to something. So you're right. It's not going to do you any good if you have to go find it and put the thing in and all of that. You have to have it handy. You have to keep it. I keep one in my purse. And then if I'm out walking or I'm walking downtown or whatever, I walk around with that in my hand. I mean, nobody ever looks at it. They don't know what it is. They come in black, they come in red and yellow and different colors. But I also have one right in my car, right in the center console, where I can grab it in case, you know, you're at a light and there's a carjacker coming up to you or a road rager or something, right? I have it right there. So yes, you're right. It's not going to do any good unless it's handy. You've got it where you can get to it quick. It's either in your hand or it's somewhere, you know, pocket something where you can grab it fast. So that is a good point. So I love the stun guns. Those are awesome. Let's talk about pepper sprays. So again, this is not mace. These are damsel in defense pepper sprays. They are unique. Our pepper sprays, we have some different packaging for them, but it's all the same pepper sprays. Our pepper spray is the hottest on the market. It's 18% OC, oleo resin capsicum, and 2 million Scoville heat units. It's like hot peppers, you know, they run in Scoville heat units, if you know that. But our pepper spray also contains a UV dye that stains your attacker for up to 7 days that they can't wash off to help identify them. Wow. So all of our products are designed to get the threat off of you while you run to safety. We say stun and run, spray and get away. So if you spray some guy and you run away, and 3 days later, if they catch him, if they put him under a black light, he'd glow like Frankenstein. So that's awesome about our products. Our pepper spray, these are only, I should say too, these are $74 with a lifetime warranty. All of our products have a lifetime warranty. So if, you know, if it breaks 5 years from now, you contact me, I'll get it replaced. And we have a 100% incident replacement policy. So if you ever have to use any products in self-defense, Damsel will replace them for free with a police report. So we stand behind our products. These little hard cords are nice. They have a clip too on it, so you can clip that to your pants. And if you look there, it can go on your keychain. So these are $11. We have these little arm candies where this is kind of like a keychain, right? Where you've got, you can put it around your wrist. You can put your pepper spray on there, your other things. And they also have the little disable pin button here. So you can put your stun gun on there as well. So you have that all handy on your keychain. But let's go back to the pepper sprays. So this little canister will shoot up to 16 feet in a stream. And what you want to do, you want to hold it with your fist and your thumb. That's the strongest. You hold it out, you know, you can warn them, hey, back off, I've got a pepper spray, right? But if it's got a locked position over to the side there, you can see that. So like if it's getting pushed in your purse, it's not going to go off. So with your thumb, you flip it to the center and then you hold it and you depress and you hold it down until it's empty. And then run away. They also come in little pouches. So, you know, maybe I like these if you have little kids, you have toddlers or something, because they're a little harder to get to, which is not good for you, but it is good if you have kids. So there is the little pouch there. And then people have said, oh, well, your stun guns have disable pins on them. I wish your pepper spray. Damsel is the only company out there that actually built a pepper spray with a disable pin. So this is going to work just like the stun guns that, you know, if I'm holding it like this and somebody yanks on this and takes it from me, it's now disabled and it can't deploy, right? So they can't use it against you. And then I do want to show one other thing. And also I want to point out too, it's graduation time. I give this stuff to all the graduates. I give them a pepper spray and a tactical pen, or, you know, stun guns. These make great graduation gifts. If you've got kids in college, that sort of thing. This pepper spray, you'll see it's exactly like that one. It's got the disable pin, but the bottom is white. And I want to show you what Damsel has done. Where's my phone? So Damsel has made an app and it is a safety app, and it is a free app, and any of you can get it. It's called the Shield, it's hard to see, Shield Community app. And this is, I can plug in up to 5 people on my emergency contacts. So, I mean, like my daughter's in college, right? So she can plug me and her dad, she could plug in her roommate, you know, the boyfriend, whatever. And you can hit this and it'll send an alert if you're in distress, if somebody's chasing you, whatever, you can send this alert, and it'll send an alert to up to 5 people that you've plugged in, and it'll drop a pin on your location. So that's great. But the problem with this app is, what?
Can you do it to the police department too?
Yeah, well, you'd have to have a text. It's going to text them. Right. So, but the problem with this is you would have to open the app and send that alert. So what Damsel is doing, they've made this pepper spray, and it's only the first in a line. They're gonna link a lot more things. This pepper spray with the white bottom is Bluetooth enabled, and it is synced to this app. So if I'm gonna close my phone here, if I deploy my pepper spray or even just hit this white button down, it's going to activate my allergic, I put myself in here as an emergency alert. So now, oh, I'm getting texts, and it says, this is Erin. My pepper spray has been activated. I am located here. And there's a link there. And if I push it, it's going to show me show them exactly where I'm located. And that is going to update every 2 minutes. So if I'm running, or if I've gotten into a car or whatever, it's going to update my location. And then if I accidentally hit it, or I'm fine, and I want to send a all clear, I actually have to put in a secret password to send that all clear notice. So that way, if a bad guy picked up my phone, he couldn't just send that all clear note. Does that make sense?
Erin,
this is awesome.
Erin,
yeah.
This is Jonathan. Great information. Thank you so much. We have about 5 minutes left until 11.
Okay.
So we need to get into the giveaways of all these goodies that you have here.
Okay.
But thank you very much. Incredible information. Everybody, please pass on the good word for what Erin is doing here. Thank you so much for being here today, Erin, to show us, what you have to share.
Yes. Thank you. If I could just,
where they can buy the products as well.
Yeah, if I could say a couple more things. So there's a lot of stuff on my website. This is a great tool for your car that could cut your seatbelt, all of that, break the car window. So there's lots of things. Please feel free. You can either look on my website, which is www.safetysquad.biz, B-I-Z, safetysquad.biz.
Put that in the chat. What was that again?
Safetysquad.biz, that's right. Also put in my cell phone too, because if you have any questions, if you want to contact me, if you have questions or concerns, or you're wondering, what's best for you or your family, feel free to reach out.
Somebody wants to know if you teach classes.
I do teach classes. Yeah, I could come. Well, it's COVID, but I'm vaccinated. But I could come to your business, to your home. We could set up outside, whatever. I can go to your office.
Are you willing to do this to different offices?
Yes.
Because I think that's something that I'd like to do with my offices and have you come. So there's Erin's cell phone is in the chat, and oh yeah, there's your information. It's all there. Got it. Okay.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. So I'm going to raffle off a